like there are some millennials that need to hear this. No, Gen Z isn't envious of you. And I feel like it's important for some of you guys to learn the difference between inspiration and jealousy. Now, what inspired me to make this video was this TikTok I saw that said, the real reason y'all hate us millennials is because for us, everything was organic and cool. You are forced to manufacture the feeling of a digital camera hanging from your wrist on a night out, and that sucks. But what sucks even worse is stealing our nostalgia and making fun of us in the same sentence. Because, does somebody want to explain to the class what the hell manufacturing the feeling of a digital camera is supposed to mean? How is Gen Z manufacturing anything when all we're trying to do is take pictures and create memories by using the technology that was available to us as children? We aren't stealing nostalgia. Breaking news, but millennials don't own nostalgia. And they certainly don't own the nostalgia of using a digital camera when an extremely large majority of Gen Z had our childhoods documented on those very same digital cameras. How could we possibly be stealing nostalgia if that's our nostalgia as well? I'm also not manufacturing the use of a digital camera. I just know that the camera quality on what is supposed to be modern, state-of-the-art technology on an iPhone looks like absolute hot garbage compared to a digital camera from 2012 that takes videos that are actually worth revisiting. So please, for the love of God, take your unnecessary elitism somewhere else. Hot take. The biggest difference between Gen Z and millennials. Millennials are cringe because they invented going viral and starting trends. So they test the waters at the cost of being cringe. Gen Z, on the other hand, has to be told what the trend is before seeing value in it. And if it's not viral, they will be judgmental like a boomer would be, or completely dismiss the trend / idea because there isn't any viralability potential. What a ridiculous take. Firstly, millennials didn't invent virality. This might be an unpopular opinion, but you can't create the concept of getting attention from millions of people. And while we're at it, millennials also didn't invent starting trends. What? So, to take credit for two things that generations that came before you had already been doing is genuinely insane. But also, I don't need to have a trend explained to me before I see if it has value or not. And I especially don't need a trend to have viral ability potential in order for me to want to participate in it. Because contrary to popular belief amongst millennials, Gen Z aren't a bunch of clout-obsessed freaks. If I don't participate in a trend, it's because I don't like the trend. It doesn't fit my personality or my style to participate, so I just leave it to other people who do enjoy it. Because I and many other Gen Zs don't care about going viral. I, and again, many other Gen Zs, simply just care about our personal enjoyment of the trend. Also, I don't turn into a bitter baby boomer just because a trend might not potentially get me 1 million views. I don't care about getting views. I care about making content that I like. So this is just a wildly inaccurate generalization to make about us.
I don't want to hear another Gen Z person talking about millennials when your entire identity is stolen from millennials. I've never seen a group of people who have no identity and talk so much about the generation who actually identifies the most with them and cares the most about the world that we live in and the world that they will inherit than Gen Z. It's insane that you can dress like me. You're wearing Janko jeans. You're wearing Maurice Francois Gibaud. You're wearing Hot Topic X clothing, and your lingo is all created by us, and now you're calling it TikTok lingo, and you don't even realize how dumb you look because you're trying to be me. So until you guys can formulate your own sense of style, your own sense of lingo, your own sense of identity, stop coming for us.
Why are we gonna sit here and act like this beef is one-sided? Gen Zs haven't just been attacking millennials randomly. You guys get onto TikTok, to make fun of us as well. Some of you guys act like that you were the last generation to have fun because apparently Gen Z is just completely incapable of having a good time. You make fun of us for being, quote, offended by everything when none of us even act like that or say anything like that. And you also make fun of us for something that we never said that you created in your own head. Like, if you're gonna dish it out to us, you have to be able to expect to take it back from us, guys. And secondly, am I trying to be you, a millennial, right now? No. I didn't wake up this morning and say to myself, oh, you know what I want to do today? I want to dress like a millennial. Here's the thing. When I started listening to music from before my time, like the Rolling Stones or Johnny Cash, my grandfather didn't scoff at me and accuse me of trying to be him. When my older sister was taking inspiration from the fashion of 90s grunge, did my mum make fun of my sister for trying to copy her? No. They embraced the fact that we took interest in what they liked and then actively encouraged it. So why don't millennials share the same sentiment?
Okay, here's a serious question for my Gen Zs out there. When I would go to the club every weekend, there was always a photographer there. And then after the club the next day, they would release the photos with like the logo of the club because we were all carrying around Blackberries and Blackberry photos were so shitty. Ultimately, my question is, do they still have club photographers?
Really? Is it a uniquely millennial experience to have a photographer in a nightclub? Oh! I don't know why so many millennials seem to think that Gen Z is no longer fun and that there's no more clubbing culture and that they were the only generation in history to experience a photographer in a nightclub. But me, as a Gen Z born in 2004, is here to prove you completely wrong about the stigma that millennials have created of Gen Z. Boom! Here is me, pictured at a club by none other than the club's photographer. So no, club photographers aren't uniquely millennial. And I'm sick and tired of some millennials thinking that just because they're not in the club anymore, that it just simply cannot be fun anymore because they're not there. When you hit the club in your 30s and realize club culture has changed, y'all don't dance or dress up or nothing. Wrong again. Here's me in my cowboy boots, my bloomer shorts, my cropped brat t-shirt, with my mini purse and the necklaces that I bought that day to wear later that night when I went out. Here's me with a drink in my hand dancing to Azealia Banks. And here's me on stage pictured by my sister. And every time, without fail, that I've gone out, every single Gen Z is dancing like there's no one watching. Gen Z isn't jealous of your clubbing experience because it hasn't changed. Oh, and would you look at that? Y'all can't stand on business, can you? Because millennials go to a club now and what happens? They're the ones sitting down. They're the ones tired. They're the ones that want to go home. And what are the Gen Zs doing? That's right, dancing with their friends. So let's stop this narrative that Gen Zs aren't having fun simply just because you guys aren't there to see it. And I'm so fed up with some millennials pretending like Gen Z are clueless babies who just have no idea what a DVD player is, or just going around and randomly questioning people who own a DVD player as to why they still have it. Gen Z does not care that you own a DVD player. Again, like I said at the beginning with digital cameras, that was technology that 99.9% of us grew up with and still own and use to this day. So why would we care if you had one? I own DVDs myself. I'm 21 years old. That was how my siblings and I watched movies when we were kids. Physical media has soared in demand thanks to us. And I know some people watching this video right now are laughing at what I just said, but you can read several articles that have been written about the renaissance of CDs and vinyls and DVDs, And it's all thanks to us, Gen Z, refusing to let it die.
The hell is this? A camera. Why is it wrapped like a Pop-Tart? Honestly, don't know. Where's the screen? There isn't one. Then how do you see what you're taking a picture of? Look through the window thing. Is there a flash? Just press and hold the lightning bolt until it sounds like you're gonna get shot by Iron Man. This sucks. How do I know if I got a good pic? You don't. You just take it and hope you don't look like Gollum when they get developed. Developed? The film? So it does take video. Not at all. Why can't I take another one? Now you gotta wind it. Like a clock. You don't wind clocks, idiot. This thing's trash. Well, it is a disposable camera.
Are you aware that the oldest Gen Z was born in 1997, which means they're 28 years old this year, which also means they are nearly 30 years old. And you're gonna act like we don't know what a disposable camera is or how one is even supposed to work? Jesus Christ, how old do you think you are? Here is my disposable camera that I took with me over the weekend when I saw Green Day with my dad and his best friend. I know how to use the flash. I know that I have to wind the film myself in order to take another picture. I'm not sure if you can see that very well, but I only have 13 shots left. And I know that I have to get the film developed. Because I'm not a literal toddler who hasn't taken their very first steps in life yet. To further prove my point, here is my literal photo album that includes pictures taken on, yup, you guessed it, a disposable camera. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Mwah! I love you all so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys!